Well, my good friends out there in Traderland, it's been quite the time since we have last spoke, but I shall greet you with one of the warmest hashtag joyant, hashtag jubilant, happy New Year. How about happy freaking New Year to you guys? Hope you're doing well. I apologize if I'm kind of waddling a little bit. I'm waddling because I ate a little too much. I got to kind of move my body around to let the food still digest. So anyway, guys, welcome to 2022. Doug here with Trade with Doug. If it's your first time watching these videos with me, let me welcome you with open arms. If it's all of my good friends out there circling back around, I hope you had a safe and wonderful holiday and you're excited about 2022. Before I get started, two major announcements. Got something very special that we're doing. I'm going to put it down in the description box for those that want more information. I've teamed up with Sylvia Bellrock to offer a course for the entire month. You get access to both of our rooms, access to both of the alerts, plus a host of other things, a small cap course. Everything is involved in there. So anyway, check it out. I'll put a description down there. Now, speaking of Sylvia Bellrock, we're going to continue to do the technical talk, which is every Tuesday, I think it is. If not, I might have been making a mistake. I'm just running this off the top of my head. Tuesday or Thursday, I can't remember, but the correct date will be down in the description box. I'll double check that. So for all of you that like that, you want to see live trading on YouTube or live talking on YouTube, bring your stocks, bring everything else, and hey, let's talk about it. So got a couple of newer things. We're going to talk about the market's going to talk about a couple of different stocks. I mentioned, I think in a past video, I got back to my roots maybe 6-7 months ago. Started shorting some of these penny stocks again, having a blast on that. So I'm going to start talking a little bit more about those and how things have gone, plus the market as well. So we'll get just like a snapshot here. I'll probably do sometime in the middle of the month another one of the state of the market webinars that I do every year, how I oversee the markets coming this year. I know we're going to start out what feels like to be pretty bullish. Let's call it a bullish hangover. But I really think if we don't get a solid answer here or some solid data about inflation as we move through January, I think the scope of this changes drastically, and I do not think you see what you saw last year, but I'll go into that a little bit deeper. But for right now, it is what it is until it is not. So we got a couple of trades that I took today. I got to start out with this Gnpx. This thing, man, this was a total beast. I tried a few times here. I got the actual entries and exit. Let me pull it up right here. Did a little short here first on this one. Let me bring this back over here. Just shorten this up for you guys real quick. Anyway, these were really nice wicks right here. They don't look so big now that the chart's so exacerbated here, but I've got a couple of really nice wicks right here. I should just get my pen out. What the hell am I doing? I'm not even prepared for this. I'm just jibber jabbering and so on. Anyway, really nice wicks. A little short here with a tight stop, you can see, and I actually ended up covering right away. Let me pull this back out here so you guys can see it. I ended up covering this right away because it was just getting a little too frisky right there. Then I went ahead and I bought it out of another account here because I'm like, hey, I've learned my lesson that if these things want to start fighting, then, you know, first day, especially front side moves on, they can get out of control. So it was a really nice setup. I don't disagree with that. Tried it 2 times in here, didn't make anything. Flipped it over, went long, but I'll be honest with you. When it comes to longing these things, I need some work. It's something I'm trying into, but as you know, most penny stock or let's say micro cap short sellers, it's hard. It's hard to switch to the long side on these, but I made a little bit of money. I tried it again back here, same thing, flipped a position, went long on it. I'm bringing it up here because I want to kind of look at this maybe being a front side of first day. Maybe tomorrow it's something that we look at. I'm not saying that it won't go higher for you guys out there that are interested in that kind of stuff. I wouldn't buy it here. This is a massive move. It was probably heavily squeeze generated, but as the shorts escape this and get out, it probably won't have this kind of wheels on it tomorrow. It's 100 and I'm laughing when I'm saying it. It's 167%. How about 160 freaking 7%? How about that? That's a lot. So if you happen to get in on it and hold it all day, congrats to you. So I'm going to watch this one here tomorrow for a short, Gnpx. Also, maybe the one was really INX. Let me see, INNX. I think that was no. IMMX. My apologies. IMMX. This is actually the one here. I didn't do this one because I don't like the IPOs or the lower kind here that have this type of chart on the first day. I don't really like to mess around with those on day one, but this one would have been the one. You had a pretty good series of rejection right up here. And then you eventually just kind of faded right into the close. There's still a lot of room in this one. I would imagine this trades back down into 345. So both of these tomorrow, I think this IMMX and this Gnpx could be, we're staying with the stocks that end in X. That's the theme, I guess, right? They could be some nice day two shorts, especially Gnpx. I think that's the one I kind of want to look at. But then again, tomorrow there's going to be a lot of other things out there. So for all of you that are interested in that, those are two of the micro cap or cheapies that I'm interested in here tomorrow. Now, some of these I brought up before. I want to talk about them again because I have three main ones I want to look at as far as regular, I'm going to call them regular stocks. I want to go back and I want to visit this PayPal. I've been watching this for a long time. I actually bought some of it back here, but it didn't work out the way that I wanted to, and now we're coming back over here. This is a really nice chart setup, and perhaps if it was in another market environment or it was another name, I would buy it, but I can't just walk into a stock like this. It's up $6.50 on the day when a lot of times it's still technically bearish. But you do have a range break possibly. I would watch this 197.65. Let me open up this daily chart because I'm looking at these dailies from here on out. If you can get a nice move above this, that should be enough of a range break, especially what you're looking if you want to swing it for a few days, is a good close above that. You should be able to get somewhere up between, say, 215 to 220, at least 3 or 4 days. I mean, that's what I would think of as a target. Always a chance you can reconnect with the 200, but this has really been a tough stock for anyone that was holding it for a long period of time. It's definitely bearish. But again, we see a lot of these. I've mentioned that before in many of these reviews, that last year was one of those cases where about 70% of all the stocks on the indices didn't have a good year. They were negative. So there was only a handful of stocks that caused the markets to go up 27%. Maybe this is something that's due. At some point it will put together a nice little bounce. It did it back here, did it here, so possibly it'll do it. I'm just looking at it right now, but I would say that's what you're going to need to close is above the 197s. Little different tune here. Overstock. It's been a while since I've really even looked at Overstock, but the same scenario here. You are drawing support from, this is March. I know you can't see the bottom of it, but this is March of last year. So you're going back to last year, almost an identical pattern here, an A-frame shape, parabolic move, followed by 100% retracement. And even in this case, there was a nice little bounce. So you have somewhat the same thing here. And what I'm looking for, obviously, is a similar bounce. 3, 4, 5 days. You never know what you're going to get. You got to get into it. But if we take a closer look, it is finding a bottom here, which is around 57.50. Now, for you guys that are new at technicals, or for those that maybe not completely paying attention now that I'm 8 minutes into this spiel, finding a bottom is one thing, but that doesn't mean it's ready to break out either, right? The charts that we're using show that there's an interest in owning this down here, but there's not enough enthusiasm, which means there's not enough money that's come back into this, not enough interested buyers to propel this through the range. For me, I don't think I'm going to be interested until we can at least, take out one of these highs here. We've got to break a range. So like when you see this selling off, you had a range here, was not able to break it, range here, not able to break it, and now a range here. That's what you need. You need this range to get taken out so it can clear the way for this to move up into the 200-day moving average. So for me, we're looking at probably, let's say 62s, somewhere in there. Yeah, 62s, 61, 62s above the highs of these 2 days here should be good enough, or it should be at least, shouldn't say good enough, it would be a great risk to reward play. Stop would be right there, 57.20, and the actual entry you'd be looking at 62.30s. 62.30 long, 57.50 stop. Target 200-day moving average first of 78.69, and then maybe if things go right, 88. So I like that one there. Now, one that tells a little bit different story that I would like to own, but I do not, and that's Crocs. It was pretty bullish today. A lot of these were, I shouldn't say pretty bullish. It was only up 3%. That sounds crazy, but it's not that much. Nice chart here too, clinging very nicely over the last few days to the 200-day moving average. Again, showing that support, showing a definitive area where buyers continue to step in. But just like we saw with PayPal, just like we see with Overstock, worst case Overstock, and now we see with this, there just isn't quite enough yet to propel it. You need to get a move above 132.21 for you swing traders out there that are looking for multiple day moves. You really need a solid close or a good early morning press above that on volume. So kind of keep that in mind. You got to get these range breaks in order to confirm that what you're seeing is just not a one-off day, right? We could just have a bullish hangover, and many of these stocks just run bell to bell, and tomorrow may tell us a different story. We don't know that. But here's a few good setups. So my game plan, let's say the rough draft of it, is looking at both Gnpx and IMMX. Am I saying that right? Yeah, IMMX. Both of those are potential short plays. They still need some work, still need to set up, but I'm looking for possibly a day two fade on those names. The rest of them here, PayPal, Overstock, and Crocs, are all long ideas, but we're going to have to see how the market opens up, how it handles tomorrow, and see how the rest of the week goes. So anyway, guys, if you need some help, always feel free to reach out to me. The links are down there in the description box. Don't forget about the special. It only lasts 1 week, and we're doing weekly webinars and everything. The whole thing's down there. You'll just follow the link. Other than that, don't forget Technical Talk is in the next couple of days or tomorrow. I'll put the right date. My apologies for not remembering when it is. That's terrible of me. But anyway, that's how it is sometimes. And I will try to continue to keep these videos coming. Let me know what you guys are trading. Let me know what you got going on. Let me know how your year was. Love to hear from you. Until the next time, trade well. I'll talk to you soon.